Hey guys, good morning. It is November 9th. It's snowing. Yeah. It's pretty though. It is very pretty. So I was talking to some people the other day, and they were saying that they have a condition, and they said it's hard to describe. And I get that, I mean, if you're not living a certain situation, it's hard to describe what it's like. It's kind of like with hearing loss. You can't plug your ears and hear like the guy over there with severe hearing loss hears. You just can't. It's not physically possible. So it's just, one of those things that, like PTSD, for example. There are different levels of PTSD. There are different reasons behind it. There are people that will get it real bad off of something that seems to be something minor compared to some other people who lived through it just fine and didn't have it. It's all in how your brain is wired, and nobody's going to get it unless they're in that situation and have it. There's all kinds of things. Anxiety. I give huge kudos to my dad for really striving and trying to understand these things that he doesn't deal with, or he dealt with in the past that was minor compared to, to him it was major, but to some other people it was minor. So, I don't know. I mean, I give him huge kudos, though, for really trying to understand and to, he actually researches. He does, he doesn't, like, dig in hardcore, but if he sees an article on, anxiety or depression or, ADHD, although I feel, the more I think about it, the more I think both of my parents have it, but I digress. But he digs into that stuff, and he learns about it. So he's trying to understand things the best he can, and I really admire that. I really am very pleased that he does that. Like myself, for example, as soon as I know of something, whether I have it or somebody else has it, as soon as I know about it, I'm digging into it. I'm looking it up. I'm thinking, okay, so, what am I gonna, what am I gonna find? I have a patient that has a tumor in her brain that is inoperable because of where it's located, and it's affecting her hearing. And, and I wanted to know about it. I wanted to know, what is she dealing with? What does this do? What is this? And so I did some research into it, and now I kind of understand it. I'm certainly not a brain doctor by any means, so there's a lot of stuff I don't get, but the principles behind it, I do understand that. ADHD is another one that a lot of people are very generalized on what that is. Oh, you must have been bouncing off the walls when you were a kid. Oh, you must not be able to pay attention. No, that's not entirely true. I can pay attention if you're somebody I want to pay attention to. If I'm doing a training at work and I'm online, doing a training on Teams or on Zoom or whatever, if I don't have to have my camera on, I'll be sitting there playing a game on my phone, but I'm listening. And I actually seem to be able to pay attention better when I'm playing a game on my phone, and it's just a mindless game, match the blocks or whatever, something stupid, but it's something that gives me, I don't know why, it just works. I can have complete full conversations with Bill, and He used to get so mad at me. In fact, he probably still does. He just doesn't say anything anymore. But he used to get so mad at me because I'd be playing on my phone while he's trying to talk to me. The thing is that when he's talking to me, he's oftentimes talking about stuff that he's either talked about before, or he's talking about stuff that I don't understand. And it's hard for me to pay attention to that kind of stuff sometimes. So if I'm playing a game on my phone, I can actually answer him. I can have conversation with him. I can, I can listen better sometimes when I'm playing a game. So I don't understand that part, But one of the things that I didn't understand about ADHD, and I do now, and I wish I could portray it to other people or show it to other people that this is really a real thing. I am not lazy. I'm not. People think that I'm lazy because I don't get shit done. I don't get I'll start something and I don't finish it. I start a load of dishes in the dishwasher and I don't get them I don't empty it. I'll start my laundry in the washing machine and I'll forget it's in there. And then I'll go to throw it in the dryer. You open up the washing machine, it's like, whoa, it's been in there for a few days. Rewash it, and then you forget about it again. It's like, I end up buying more clothes because my other clothes are still in the washing machine after a week or two. It's like, eesh. But, there are things about ADHD that I was not aware of and make total sense to me now. I've had this my whole life. The distraction part of it. I get very distracted very easily. And I'm sure you've noticed that on some of my videos. I'll be driving along and all of a sudden it's like, oh, look, there's just a chicken. So the distraction part of it for me is also extremely difficult. I'll be like when I was a kid, I was cleaning my room. It would take me hours to clean a little spot in my closet because I would go through there and I would see something. I'd be like, oh, I remember this. Oh my gosh, I remember this. And then I'd start looking at it and then I'd start thinking about it. And then, or I'd be going through there and I'd find an old letter or a photo album or a book or something. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, I remember this. And then I'd start looking through it. Pretty soon an hour's gone by and I haven't put the book down yet. It's like, come on, just do something. Just be done with that. Put it away. You can look at it later. But that wasn't that wasn't how my brain was wired. I would get focused on something and that was it. I just, that's one of those things that people don't understand, is that there are other parts to ADHD. And when it says the attention deficit and hyperactivity is not necessarily bouncing off the walls. I don't get super energetic. I really don't. Ask anybody. I am not an energetic person. Usually. I'm one of those. I'm very calm. I don't run, I walk. But my brain is going 100 miles an hour 24/7. I'm like right now, I'm doing this. I'm driving. I'm thinking about the hymns for today. I'm thinking about the choir songs for today. I'm thinking about what we have to do later today. I'm thinking about, I want to get cabinets. I've got one new cabinet in the kitchen. I want to get another one. And when I get that other one, I want it to be like this so that I can put this there. Oh, maybe I could put that there. Oh, no. You know what? We could do... So this is what happens in the matter of a few seconds. My brain is just... It just explodes. And I can't help it. That's where the medications have come in. They are helping. It certainly isn't perfect by any means, but it is a lot better. But I do notice still that there will be times where I will look at the music that Paula gives me at church, And I'll know that we did it. I can hear it in my head, but my fingers do not remember it. Nope. They don't remember what key it was in. They don't remember what notes I played and what I didn't, because sometimes I just have to pick and choose, and all of that stuff, and it just doesn't remember. So it makes it very difficult, especially when it refuses to remember it. Last week we did a song that, I've been at this church for 22 years, and I've played it probably 18 of those 22 years. And I honestly could not get it right. It was very frustrating. Very frustrating. And that's even with my meds. But, that's one of the things that I have not had happen, though, is that I was noticing big time before I was able to get diagnosed, is that I would be looking at the hymns, and I'd just start playing when it came time to play, and I'd realize, oh my gosh, I'm playing it in E flat. It's written in E. And I don't realize it until I get to an F sharp and I go, uh-oh, what do I do? So that's where your ear training comes in, and hopefully that your ears are on that day. So, yeah, it's a problem. It is a problem. And yeah, they also talk about how much of a superpower it is, as they call it, because we are more intuitive. We pick up a lot on people's feelings, people's emotions, pick up on tension in the room. We pick up on all kinds of stuff that it's, that's just something that we do because our brains are wired that way. We are really creative. There have been a lot of times where people will have an issue with their hearing aid not fitting correctly or something, and I've gotten quite creative with things. Telling them how, okay, so that doesn't fit you. Well, let's try, if we cut this dome this way, or, with your ear mold, it doesn't quite fit right. It's too small now. Okay, well, let's tack this on here, or let's do this, or, things like that. Out in the chicken coop, if things aren't working just quite right, okay, you know what? I'm going to jerry rig it until I get it right. And I've done it I don't know how many times. And I kind of like being able to do that, because it makes me feel like I'm kind of smart. I'm kind of resourceful. Yeah. Kind of like I went to a rehearsal one time for a small brass group that I was playing in, and I got there and realized somehow that I left my mouthpiece at home. I'm like, how do I leave my mouthpiece at home? But took my horn out, and I'm like, my lips do not work through the lead pipe. But the trumpet player had an extra trumpet mouthpiece. Well, of course, the trumpet mouthpiece and the lead pipe of the horn are the same size, so it doesn't go in. But if you tape it real good, if you're careful, you can use a trumpet mouthpiece to play a horn. And you can really hit some nice high notes that way too. It's kind of fun. It's kind of like putting a French horn mouthpiece in a tuba. Sounds like it's on helium, but I digress. Again, see, this is what happens. But yeah, it's having ADHD is something that is very frustrating, because other people don't understand it. It's not a matter of willpower. It's not a matter of discipline so much. One of the things that they say that really helps you is structure. Well, that kind of is discipline in a way. But structure meaning you give yourself a time limit. I'm going to do this for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to stop and take a 2-minute break. or I'm going to answer emails for 20 minutes. 20 minutes might actually be a little long for some of us. But I'm going to answer emails for this long amount of time, and then I'm going to stop for this amount of time because it's just difficult. Another thing that I have found is that I am not only ADHD, but I am also an introvert. And I know that, introverts and extroverts, and then there's in between. I've been an introvert for a long time. I'm probably my whole life, because I really, I can be around people. I love to be around people. I love my customers. I love the people here at church. I love my family. I love everybody, but I get tired. I get emotionally and mentally tired. I get, if I have a busy day at work, by the time I'm done with work, I just sit there at my desk and just zone out. I'm done. I will sit there literally for 15 minutes, stare at a screen, whatever. Just sit there in the quiet by myself and just, because it's a lot. It's a lot. I need time alone. And it's not that I don't love people. It has nothing to do with that person or those people. It has everything to do with up here. I don't do well if I don't have my time. And a lot of times I feel very, very selfish about it. And it's something that I really shouldn't feel selfish about. If I had maybe one day a week where I could have 3 or 4 hours to myself, just to myself, I can do what I need to get done. I'm thinking at home, I could do the bedding. I can't do the bedding at home when I get home because, first of all, I still have probably clothes in the dryer and the washing machine, but I also, Bill and the cats and the dog are probably in it, or if they're not, they're going to be soon. So I want to be able to have time to do that stuff. I want to be able to do the dishes. I want to be able to clean in the kitchen. I want to be able to put stuff away without feeling like I'm taking away from my time with somebody. I guess, and that's another thing that I deal with a lot is guilt. Guilt over things like, simple things. I feel guilty if I have time to myself, even though I need it. I feel guilty if I get lunch that day because I don't know if Bill ate. I feel guilty if, just random things, I don't know. I feel guilty about feeling guilty. It's just these weird things, and a lot of it is how my brain is wired. Or not wired. Unplugged. I don't know. It is just very strange, and it's something that I'm learning about. I wish I had dug into this a long time ago and learned about it a lot longer ago so that I could be would I be a different person? Maybe would things be easier for me? Maybe. I don't know. I just don't know. But I don't know. Guess what? I don't know. So it's a challenge. And I know that I'm not the only one of us that's going through it, because I know there's several of you out there that have this too, because it's actually quite common. It's quite common. Apparently, for certain types of ADHD, I have the inattentive version, or the inattentive type of ADHD, which doesn't mean what I thought it meant when I first heard it. I'm like, no, I can pay attention. I know what you're talking about. No, that's not what it is. But For people that have that inattentive, it is often misdiagnosed. It's often misdiagnosed as anxiety, depression. There was another thing too that they talked about, but it's, I subscribe to a couple different people on YouTube and on TikTok and whatnot. They're like this one guy, Dr. was it Steven Storage, I think his name is. He's a psychiatrist, and he works for the Amen Neurological Center or Amen Brain Center or something like that. But I mean, he not only studied it and is an expert in it, he also has it. And that's kind of where the experts come from, are the people that have it. They dig into it, and they're the kind of the people that I want to talk to, because not only are they telling me what they learned in the books, they're telling me what they learned from experience. People that understand it, people that know that is not a one-size-fits-all kind of medication or treatment. One of the big things that I struggle with is money. I can be on track with things. I can be doing so good, and then all of a sudden something happens, and now I'm short. And it's like, where did it go? What did I do? And then I feel guilty because I spent that money, and it may have been something that I needed. I may have been buying something for somebody else, but it doesn't matter. If you don't have the money to cover your bills, then you shouldn't be spending it. So I mean, I know that in my head, I know exactly what needs to be done. But then all of a sudden something happens and it's like, boop, it's gone. I see that. I want it. I'm going to get it. Online ordering is terrible, because not only is it so much easier, I don't have to go anywhere to do it. I can look at it and say, that looks nice. Click. And you buy it. But sometimes it doesn't come out right away. Sometimes it comes out when they ship it. Sometimes it comes out a week after they ship it. Sometimes it comes out immediately. I have discovered with Walmart pickup orders, same thing. You place the order and they will hold like an additional $15 or $20 on it. So like your order is $100, they're going to hold like $120. So you pick up your order, then they say, okay, your order is charged and it's been picked up. So I think that, okay, the money came out, this is what I have left in my account, and then I go and I do what I want to do and do what I need to do. Put gas in your car, buy lunch, whatever. And then like a week later, all of a sudden you're $100 less in your account. You're like, where the heck did that go? Okay, I get it. So I hate getting from Walmart just because of that. I won't go in Walmart because I have so much anxiety when I go in there. It's ridiculous. I mean, I will break out into sweats. I will get shaky. I will, I just can't do it. And I don't know why. Nothing ever happened in Walmart that, nothing happened in there that would have caused me to be like that. But I can go to the grocery store, but I have to go in when there's not a lot of people, which is weird because I can go to places where there's a lot of people and I can go alone or I can go, with people, and it's not a big deal. But going shopping is a big deal to me. I want to just be able to place my order, go pick it up, and come home. I don't want to deal with people. Maybe that's the introvert part of me. I could be the ADHD. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's something else completely wrong with me. But anyway, so when somebody tells you that they have, ADHD or PTSD or depression, anxiety, hearing loss, I don't know, any of these things. If somebody tells you they have something and you don't quite fully understand it because you are not going through it, do not judge until you have done some research into it. Because it is something that if you're not dealing with it, you don't get it. You just don't. And the more you can learn about it, the better you can communicate with these people, the better you can understand them as far as what they do. So you realize they're not antisocial, they're not lazy, they just get overwhelmed, or they're an introvert and they just physically, mentally can't deal with people right now. I cannot people today. So there are a lot of things out there that, we don't understand, but we have to be more accepting and more patient, more open, and just try to understand that there are going to be things out there that we don't get, but we don't have to get it. We just have to be patient and accept it. That's all there is to it. So, I'm sitting out in front of church like a loony, sitting here talking to myself. I'm talking to you guys, but you know what I mean. But nobody has pulled in yet, and it's 3 minutes to 9. So I'm kind of confused because our choir director, he's usually here by now. But anyway, I'm probably going to go in and put my stuff on my iPad so I can play the hymns without having to pull out the books. Yeah. So, love you guys. Have a great Sunday. Remember, be patient, be kind, be sweet. Love you guys. Bye.